Hello, 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 everyone. It is Amy Coe from Snark Heart, and I am here today to assemble the long-awaited miniature bookshelf of an open book. Now, this thing plagued me for almost a year now because you guys have been asking for it, and I could not figure out what the heck to do. I kept thinking it needed to be like this, and I was like, where the fuck am I going to put all the goddamn books? And then I realized, you nitwit, lay it down like that. And then all of a sudden, the whole world opened up to me. So here we are. You probably don't even need an assemblies video for this one. It's just simple, normal snark. But there's a few little kind of things I kind of wanted to show you on this. So with old books, and even new books really, there's almost always a beautiful liner. Oops, not there. Inside of a book. So one of the things that held me up on this, getting this file out, was it just didn't look right to me. And then I realized I wanted to make a liner for the inside of the book as well. So it literally just occurred to me this morning, Friday, what is today? Today's the 26th. So thank you for your patience in waiting a year and a week for this puppy to come out. So Alexandra, our darling, put an example up. She's one of my most trusted testers, so she got it of the very first batch. So, all right, so this is the back, and it is going to be bigger than your pages, so it can stand up. And also, again, when you open up a book, you can see, you've got a little bit of here and around the edges. The pages are actually going to go all the way down to the bottom, though, or else it's not going to stand up. So, and of course, with the mini bookshelves, you want it to be able to stand up. So to start off with, I took a piece of scrapbook paper and cut this on my laser. You can also cut it out with scissors, but truthfully, why would you want to? Because we just love being laser babes here. So I'm going to take and use, I'm going to make this look a little less brand spanking new. So I will take a little bit of Distress Oxide Vintage Photo ink pad here. This is by Tim Holtz. You can pick these up at any scrapbook store, Amazon, anywhere like that. And then I have this little dauber dude that fits right over my finger. And let's see, I'm going to take another piece of paper so maybe I don't make quite as much of a mess on my desk here. I'm just going to take, before I glue this down, to take and just kind of age the edges of this a little bit. This is, kind of what goes through and sells the look of these, is really making them look like they're actually things, not just like brand fresh off of the shelf at Michael's. Michael's does all that dorky home decor stuff, and it just doesn't look right because it never looks aged, So if we add just a little bit of aging here, it actually looks a lot more realistic. So you don't have to worry about aging the bottom because that's going to be covered up. So this part is optional. You don't have to have this as part of the design, but again, it's just another little extra special thing you can do. And I actually just noticed something that I might add later on after this video to kind of extra special it up a little bit more. So see, I just kind of got the edges brown. You can use any kind of color for this. You just want it to look hazy, old. I'm going to kind of wipe along the edge of this as well, simply because sometimes you see that white cut edge and it kind of destroys the whole feeling. You can do any scrapbook paper you want. You could print off, say, some marbleized paper from Creative Fabrica, something like that. That would be really cute. Okay, so off to the side this goes. Of course, Aleene's. I could use all craft, but that stuff's a tiny bit expensive for a big project like this. And as per usual, I forgot my 3M, so we're just going to have to deal. So I'm just going to kind of squiggle a little bit on here, and I'm not going to get real super crazy because we don't need to. These things are not structural, as we all know. Okay, there will be another video after this one of me decorating this. I don't know if I'm going to do it, explaining each step, probably not. I'll just maybe do a sped up video so you guys can see me decorating it, because some people really get off on that stuff. I don't know. I don't like how that was laying down on there, so I kind of want that up a little further on my book. And there we go. So our book liner is on. Just kind of lightly glued that on. Okay, so next up, I'm going to glue my pages together. I just spray painted this in off-white, and I did 3 layers. All of my designs can be cut on a diode laser. You could do this with 1/8 inch and just do more layers. I did this on my 100-watt laser, and this is Pure Bond from Home Depot. It's like 4.5 millimeters thick. So I did 3 layers of this, but it just depends on how deep you want your little shelves to go. So I like them about this thickness. I might, if I do this again, I might do another thickness, simply because it's kind of nice if I want to have like a cute little story scene or something like that. I haven't exactly decided what I'm doing yet for the decorations on this, but it'll become apparent in the relatively near future, right? So as always, I just kind of put it together and rack these so I know that they're nice and evened up, just like so. You can see they weren't perfect, but who of us is? Oh wait, that's another story. That is another YouTube page. We are not getting into psychology here. So again, so I've got my 2 plain layers that aren't scored. I'm not even gluing the shelves. They don't have to worry about supporting any weight or anything like that. Looks like I had kind of a crummy cut. I'm having some issues with my lasers right now. My laser, I should say, right now. So bear with some of the schmutz that's part of my current everyday. So my laser dude, I think, is real busy, and he's not able to get over and help me yet. So, wow, poor me. All right, so 2 years ago, I went to Corvallis to visit my beautiful daughter for my birthday, and when we were walking out of on the shop we were shopping in, there was a whole bunch of old pages on the ground in an alleyway, and I was like, oh, those are kind of interesting. Of course, being the 5-year-old I am, I had to go and touch them and pick them up. Well, it turns out it was an entire book of French writing, and there's some cute little writing in the margins and all that, and I was like, well, this is some great ephemera. So I saved these guys up. And what I'm going to do I want this to be kind of the inside liner of my little book. And just to kind of get an idea of where all the bits and pieces are, I'm just going to kind of trace the outside here. And we'll cut that a little bit smaller, just so it fits. And don't tell me I don't have scissors with me. Of course I don't, because why would I make my life that easy? All right, well, we're just going to do a little folding and ripping, because sometimes that's just what you got to do in life. And fortunately, this paper is in terrible shape, so it just rips like nobody's dream. Fold this. See? You just got to think on your feet sometimes. Or, in my case, think on your ass as you're sitting here assembling shit. So look at that. So resourceful. Perfect. So just take and put little dabs of glue again. Just so I get that cute look. Now, shit, it's not perfect. Did I pick up the wrong one? Nope, I got the right one. I'll come back in here. Well, no, you won't. I won't even do that. I'll just kind of rip it right now because I can. So I don't have to dink around with this later. It seems so unprofessional right now. Sorry, guys. Here's the deal. I really am very unprofessional, but don't tell everyone. Just anyone who watches this video and anyone who spreads rumors and lies about me. But this isn't a rumor or a lie. It's the real fact. I am a shit show. Okay, shit show continuing on. Flip that over. I don't like that. Well, we'll just do it this way. It doesn't really matter. So, let's trace the pages again. So I know I'm going to need to rip this, or if I were smart and had scissors, on the inside of these lines. So, little fold, little rip. And it's like I planned this shit. See, that's me. I just hop right on in and start recording videos before I actually, you know, think about this stuff. But at least I'm getting videos recorded, right? I mean, that's a step. Fold that over. Little rip. Man, what a mess. Make sure that's going to be all in there. Perfect. Little glooby dooby here. Good old Aileen. She and I, we're going to be besties for life. I wonder who she is. Maybe we should check out some YouTube videos and find out who the heck the famous Aileen is. Maybe we could even have her on for an interview. That would be cool. I don't know if she's alive or what her story is. One of you smarty pants should see if we can find Aileen and record her for the snarky YouTube. Wouldn't that be cool? I will give a $15 gift card to anyone who arranges that for me. So get on that, you smarty pants. Now look, we have this cute little thing, just like that. I see I've got kind of a mess over here. We'll deal with that in a bit. So making sure we line this up along the bottom so it can stand up. Oh yeah, that's great. Go over this way just a smidge and do the glooby dooby again. God, that's obnoxious. I should not say that anymore. Sorry, everybody. I'm going to gently put that on there because that paper, of course, is not supported at the moment. Oh, do you guys hear my dog Ari come down to see us? She has a play date right now with her best friend, and she's being a weirdo, so she's not hanging out with her best friend. Dork. Okay, so lining it up along the bottom here. Setting it up on its end again to rack it to make sure that it's going to stand up for you. Looks like I got my paper off on the back just a little bit, but you know what? It's not the end of the world. Okay, so that is fit to be tied and ready to go. So, oh, sorry, I was off screen there. I always forget that part. Okay, so I'm going to let this sit aside and dry. I do want to show you a couple other little things. So on these, the banners have the insides of the letters cut out. And that is so when we assemble it, we can put cute things like moss coming through it or, you know, like a little character or something sticking behind. I think this is going to be one of the cutest things ever. The other thing I want to do to really kind of give this that look of like an old book is I'm going to use a little bit of Rub and Buff Gold. Now, you can also dry brush, like just some gold paint or Gilder's wax or something like that on this. This is just what I have handy because I was using it the other night. So just going to take a little scrap of paper in case I get, and just, this stuff, a tiny bit goes a really long ways. Like this is years and years old. And as you can see, I have barely used any of it and I use it quite a bit. So, even that's way, 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 way more than I'm going to need. All right. So you're going to have to be comfortable with getting a little messy. This will just wash off with some dish soap later on. So I'm just going to kind of load up my finger here very lightly and then just kind of wipe along the edges so it gets gold. I feel like a Mike Myers Gold member, the Austin Powers movie. Maybe I probably have too young of a crowd to even know what the fuck I'm talking about. So trust me here, it was funny at one point in our lives. That's old people. Okay, just gonna Gilder's paste the edge of this, or Rub and Buff the edge of this. So no matter what, from what angle, it's gonna be pretty. But in a second here, we'll come in and kind of bring this into the edges just a little bit too. So you've got that kind of pretty shimmery look. Got a little bit of sticky stuff on there. I don't know what the heck I did with myself. So just coming in, that's going to be a little darker area back there. So I'm going to rub in a little extra gold. And then just kind of go along the edges here. I just took and spray painted this off white. I don't know how much you can see that it's got that little shimmery goldness to it. And then the same thing, I spray painted this dark red because I wanted it to look like have you ever seen like old fairy tales or old books, and like the very first letter of a chapter or the book just looks all fancy and pretty? That's kind of what I wanted this to look like. So just kind of gently rub that with my finger. So I want to get that red under there just a little bit still. I don't want to completely cover it. But again, that's your own personal call. And, you know, the nice thing, because you are a laser maker, if you don't like something, you either paint it over or you cut another one. All these little bits are great little scrap busters. So this stuff does dry permanent. Not that it probably matters for this, but things like making jewelry and stuff for the edges, it's really cool. So there we are. And then what I would do, set this aside. Oh, that's another thing. Actually, I want to kind of come in and rub the edges of this a little bit as well. Like it's like, you know, the gold edges of fancy books. So maybe I went too far. Maybe this didn't work quite the way I saw it in my mind. Who knows? We'll find out later when I'm actually looking at it in regular light instead of my studio light here. I might not like it. We'll see. So if I put that there, then there's some open space behind where I can have moss or something coming out. So there you are. The open book mini bookshelf from Snark Heart. Please like, subscribe, and if you enjoyed this, share it with your friends. Also check out my Snark Heart Etsy, as well as my brand new Patreon, where you get 5 files a month. One of those is exclusive only to ever be released to the club, never anywhere else. And then the other 4 will be a slow release. So they'll be 3 to 6 months later. So you get a jump on your competition. So thanks so much for coming today. As always, I love you guys. Go do good things, good works. Love your people, and have a great day. Thanks.